And it's your boy Action Jackson, man. And in today's video, I'm gonna bring you guys my reaction of the Kansas City Chiefs winning the Super Bowl. As you guys know, if you guys are new to the video, I appreciate if you guys would like the video, subscribe if you're new, comment and share. So before I hop into the video, I want to say congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles for making it this far. They had a hell of a season, but I'm glad they took that L, man. I'm really happy as a Cowboys fan. You guys know that. You guys already know I can't stand the Eagles, so I'm glad they lost. They deserved this, take this L, and they went home with it. So now let's go into the game, and we're going to discuss some of the mishaps in the game that have happened, which I thought was going to, at first, cause the Kansas City Chiefs because going down into halftime, it was 24-14 at halftime, again, and the Eagles, they were up by 10 points. And prior going into halftime, what the Chiefs had did, which I thought was going to cost them this game, was that first to start off in the first quarter when Harrison Butker missed that 3 points. And because it was the first game, it was the first drive in a while. Early on, this game was, of course, you guys saw the final score, it was 38-35. It was a close, not a close game, but it was a close game. But then, there was a lot of points scored. But I really thought that the Chiefs really had messed up by not making those 3 points by Harrison Butker. And I really thought, like I said, that was going to cost the Chiefs. And there was a couple, things also that had also made me nervous about this game, thinking that the Chiefs were going to lose. Also was that there was a fourth down, and there was like 5 minutes roughly around in the second quarter. And, of course, the Eagles were driving because the Eagles had no problem driving throughout this entire game. So they were driving down with about 5 minutes left in the game. And Philadelphia went for it on 4th and 5 or 4th and 3. And I was kind of shocked. But, I'm not really shocked because they do go for it a lot. They are a heavily aggressive team. But I legitimately thought that they were going to just sit there and take 3. So they went down there. Jalen Hurts took a long run on the quarterback draw on the 4th and 3, got him down to within the goal line. Again, Kansas City had stopped Philly again in that moment. And when they had did that, I was like, okay, because it was like another 4th down. They lined up to look like there was lined up in a quarterback sneak, which they've been getting all year long, which is they have like the most unstoppable quarterback sneaking of all time, the way they line up and everything like that. So you already knew that they was gonna at least make it a tough on the officials to on the line of game. But they had caught the Chiefs again on that same drive, a false start. Then that put Philadelphia that got them the first down. And then that's when Philly had went in there and scored a touchdown, and that's why I got them up 24-14 at half. And then in the third, once that second half came, and it all basically started when the Chiefs had won the coin toss to start the game. And then they had elected to defer, which was really smart because the reason why I always like that also is that when you when you win the toss, you always want to defer. You put your defense out there first, and you want to see what the opposing team's offense can do, and what's their best shot that they're going to give throughout the entire game. The Eagles obviously went down there without a problem, went down there and scored. And they set the tone. Eagles set the tone early, like, hey, we're going to be here. We're going to be here the entire game. Your defense is cool, but it ain't that tough on, like, we've seen tougher defenses, and they were able to move the ball as well. So, honestly, what cost the Eagles in this game was that Jalen Hurts fumble. That Jalen Hurts fumble that got caused, and Nick Bolton had turned that into a touchdown, which was really pivotal for the Kansas City Chiefs, giving them momentum in that point. Like I said, I was saying to myself while watching the game, and a lot of single times you watch these Super Bowls, it always comes down to whatever team makes the first mistake, the first mistake, turnover, whatever that case might be, it's going to be a long day for the opposing team to come back and win. That was obviously one because the Eagles gave up 7 points to themselves off of turnovers. And if that didn't happen, the perplexity of this game is completely different. But since they had turned the ball over, I feel like that was really crucial. But going back to the coin toss thing, you like to defer because same thing. If you are down in the half, you're facing some adversity. If you're down 3, 7 points, whatever you are down at half, it's always key that if you are down at half and you got the ball coming out of, to start out the second half, you can easily come back and do what the Kansas City Chiefs did. The Kansas City Chiefs, they're kind of like, I don't know, they're like that team to me where like they know they can turn on at any single point, and that's what's annoying about them. And they also know that themselves that they can turn it up at any single point. So they'll be down, they'll play around in a certain game, and they'll play uncharacteristic football, and then they'll turn around and just drop 40, any given moment. And they were down, of course, in the second half, but they flipped on that switch when Mahomes got hurt again on that ankle sprain. He got, popped right back up. I'm pretty sure in the locker room they taped up even more, probably put whatever NFL medicine they got to put on his ankle, and then he was able to ride out through the entire game. And just, what they always do, they're like the Warriors, man. Once that second half come, and once that fourth quarter comes, they're just a completely different team. And that's exactly what the Kansas City Chiefs had did. Once they were able to get some key stops, and every single time they got that ball in the second half, it was points. And then also what got them also in that pivotal touchdown to make them go up 38-25. That was set up by a huge punt return by Kadarius Toney, which put the Kansas City Chiefs in scoring distance, which was amazing for the Kansas City Chiefs because they needed that, honestly, because you didn't want to drive whatever they're going to drive from, at least like the 35-40. Now with, Kadarius Toney getting it past the 50, around in the opponent's territory of like the 40-45, that's way better than you having to drive that length of the field and having to go score. But Kansas City, they're building a dynasty. You already know that was going to happen the first time. They started it up against the San Francisco 49ers in their first appearance of a Super Bowl. But you even knew that before the year prior when they had lost to the New England Patriots, that they were going to be around for a very, very long time. You already knew the talent that they had. You already knew the type of quarterback they had. So you already knew that they were going to be a team that was going to win them a lot of, championships. And this is their second Super Bowl win in 3 years, honestly, because they made the Super Bowl in 2020, that COVID year. Then they went to the next Super Bowl the year after in 21. Then they had lost that one, and then they're back here in 23, and they got themselves another Super Bowl, which I'm super, super happy about. Now Mahomes is 2-1 officially in his Super Bowl record. Right now, you can basically put him in the Hall of Fame. I know a lot of older people will say, no, he's not in the Hall of Fame. There's a lot of quarterbacks who'll take over him. I respect that. But if you just look at what he did within his every single year he's been starting at quarterback, the Kansas City Chiefs has always been playing in the AFC Championship games. They've always been playing them at Arrowhead, so you already know that they were the best regular season team they were the best regular season football team, and they were always playing in the AFC Championship games. And then also, so his first 4 years starting, he went to the AFC Championship game, got in the shootout with Tom Brady, lost in overtime. Then he went the next year after, won the Super Bowl for you. He was part of the reason that defense stepped up tremendously in that San Francisco game. But you were down 10 with 8 minutes. He came back and he won. Then he goes out to the next Super Bowl, plays the GOAT, loses to the GOAT. Horrible offensive line that game. You have a horrible offensive line. The Bucs were on fire. That front seven of that Bucs team was so tremendous. And, they were out to get Mahomes all day, and he had no time at all. And, Todd Bowles made it, really difficult for Mahomes in that game. Then, of course, they go back to the Super Bowl, and this Super Bowl was different and was better. I think this might be their most memorable Super Bowl, I think, so far, of the many Super Bowls that they will win down in the line to come, is that once they traded away Tyreek Hill, people really doubted Mahomes and didn't think Mahomes was going to be a great quarterback because everyone that hated Mahomes says that he's only good because of Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce and many things of that nature. Some things can be, like that is true. Like Mahomes is a really good quarterback. He came into the best situation of all time with a great head coach in Andy Reid, great weapons like Kelce. He also had Tyreek Hill at that point. So you also, you had really great weapons. So, but, you don't get by this far with just luck, and these pros would tell you that. So Mahomes is really that dude. And just going back to his Hall of Fame case, so just to end it off, like I said, so he's been to 3 Super Bowls in 3 years. He's always played in the AFC championship game, nothing less. As long as he's healthy, and some of their key core guys are healthy as well, like Travis Kelce, Chris Jones. As long as they still got Eric Bieniemy and Andy Reid, they're going to be around for a very long time. And a lot of them doubted Mahomes. They think Mahomes was going to be a great quarterback after losing, Tyreek Hill. Then a lot of people didn't think they were going to make the playoffs. A lot of people had the Raiders winning. A lot of people had Denver winning that division. A lot of people had everyone else in that division, except for the Kansas City Chiefs. Everyone down in the Kansas City Chiefs the entire season, thinking that they weren't going to make the playoffs, thinking that Mahomes wasn't that great of a quarterback because they didn't think he had that nature to dink and dunk down the field and not always go for the big play. But also, so far in his young career, he's 2-1 so far in the playoffs. In the Super Bowl. And every single Super Bowl he's been in, he's been down. And, he always came back with great perseverance and great leadership. And he's always came back and won these games. He's definitely going to win Super Bowl MVP. This is the first season that they're showing right now that a player in the same season has won an MVP and a Super Bowl in the same season. It hasn't been done since Kurt Warner, since 2000. So, that's really great for him as well. But I'm about to go over these stats. So I'm going to start out with the winning team first because that's who deserves the most credit. So the winning team goes first with 21-27. Patrick Mahomes was 182 yards with 3 touchdowns. Defense stepped up tremendously in this game. Box score is going to tell you that. It's going to tell you different. But the Chiefs defense played when it mattered. And that's what they always showed up, especially in that San Fran. They weren't the best defense, but those Spagnuolo defenses, they show up when it matters. Isaiah Pacheco was 15-76, average 5.1 yards a carry with a touchdown. 7th round draft pick shows you that as long as you fix that front 5 of your offensive line, you can put anyone back there at running back. Isaiah Pacheco, he is a really, really good NFL back. But going back to my point for the Dallas Cowboys, but forget them, they're not in the Super Bowl, so who cares? 6 carries of 44 yards by Patrick Mahomes. He averaged 7.3 yards a carry. Then you had 4 of 34 for Jerick McKinnon. He averaged 8 yards a carry. Always like watching post-game interviews, especially when it's for Super Bowl for a team that I picked to win. I like listen to their interviews. But Travis Kelce had 6 catches, 81 yards. Juju was 7 of 53. Justin Watson, 2 of 18. Travis Kelce's a dog, man. Leah Chanel with a sack. You had Kalon Sanders with a sack. Yeah, a couple guys for TFLs. Nick Bolton played his, bro. Nick Bolton. Nick Bolton, the dog, man. And I love that prospect of Nick Bolton coming out in Mizzou. And that was a really great draft pick by the Kansas City Chiefs, man. Their drafting and their ability to utilize free agency is just beyond me. That's somebody who I wish the Cowboys can. Never mind, man. So going into the Eagles, man, Jalen Hurts played a hell of a game, bro. Like, I love Jalen Hurts. Just Jalen Hurts is, for me, he's just playing. He's just in the wrong uniform. Like, if Jalen Hurts played for if he played for anybody else but the Eagles and anybody within the NFC East or the Niners, I would love Jalen Hurts. Like, I've been liking him since Alabama, and especially he turned into that real quarterback once he went to Oklahoma. So, Jalen Hurts, 27 of 38, 304 yards with a touchdown. He had 3 touchdowns on the ground, so he had 4 touchdowns total in this Super Bowl. He had 15 carries of 70 yards. He was really the MVP of this game. Other than Mahomes, you have to give it to Mahomes because he did win. But, bro, Jalen Hurts, outside of that one turnover from him fumbling, he played an amazing game, and I can't even crap on him, man. He's going to deserve that money that the Eagles are going to have to pay him. The Eagles are going to have to pay him, like, up there, 35, 40, 45 million. He's definitely going to get paid a lot of money, and he deserves it. He played a really great game, and he's shown you that if you put talent around him, he won't be the reason why you lose. And he played a hell of a game. Like I said, I like a lot of players from the Eagles, just that they're just in the wrong uniform. Like, I love A.J. Brown. He's just playing for the wrong team. Also, I love Devontae Smith coming out of Bama. He just went to the wrong team, man. Devontae Smith, same thing, hell of a game. He had 7 catches for 100 yards. A.J. Brown, hell of a game. 6 catches, 96 yards. Yeah, Dallas Goedert, 6 of 60, It was tough, man. You know, a lot of people were saying that their secondary was going to get exposed, and it did. You know, you just look at some of their from the Eagles. You look at their perspective just from what Dallas was able to do with just their weapons. Like they don't have a great offensive scheme, but bro, they were lighting them up with CeeDee Lamb, T.Y. Hilton, Noah Brown. Like we was able to dice them up with just the receivers that we've had. We don't even got the sort of weaponry that the Chiefs had, and the Chiefs showed you that with better coaching and better talent that you can expose a top 3 defense, and they did that towards the end. And man, it was a really great Super Bowl. It was, this is definitely not the best Super Bowl I've ever seen, but this is really good Super Bowl I've watched. It was really great. 2 quarterbacks balled the heck out. Hurts played an amazing game. So did Mahomes. Mahomes is going to get Super Bowl MVP. He deserves it. That's it, man. I'm going to have another video discussing the Dallas Cowboys season since the 2022-23 NFL season has wrapped up. I'm going to give you guys, my opinion on how the season went and everything like that. So, again, congrats to Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes now has 2 Super Bowls, 2 Super Bowl MVPs. He has 2 NFL MVPs. Yeah, man. Mahomes is already he's already a legend, man. He still has a lot more football left to play in his career, man. So that's about it for the video. Hope you guys have a nice day. Nice evening, and see you guys in the next video. See you later. Bye.